How we met.
Bezario Mwanza.
Sife Mwanza.
We met in Dola.
Yeah, at the studio.
She came over to record some songs and that's how we met.
How we met.
Hi, this is John Mumba.
Chile Shabwale Mumba. Well, we met at church 2013. It's an interesting story.
How we met on Lifestyle.
Hello, my name is Tabo Kalalukachiseni.
Hello, my name is Dr. Michael Chiseni.
So we met through a mutual friend on Facebook, and then we got connected over Zoom, and eventually we met in person. So I had a conversation with a friend of mine, so this friend knows both of us, and she was trying to hook me up or connect me to a godly man, and initially I was skeptical about it. But after having that conversation with her, my heart was kind of open to be able to meet people maybe through somebody. So when he sent me a friend request, I looked over his profile and I thought he was legit and the real deal. So then my heart was open to have a conversation with him.
I was on my Facebook profile, and usually when you have a friend, the content appears on your feed. So my friend Mwape, who we are both friends with, we were in high school together, so she posted her photo talking about her birthday, happy belated birthday. So I saw her photo and I went to her profile page and I started looking through, and I found a short video where she was encouraging on Philippians 1:6, and I thought she was quite a legit woman. So, and at that time I didn't even think about whether she was single, she was in a serious relationship, or she was engaged. I just sent her a friend request, then things took motion from there. It took 9 days.
9 days.
9 days, yes. So we started talking on the 18th of January this year. Mm-hmm. And then we spoke for 9 days, and on the 9th day, I asked her to be my girlfriend. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Was your heart already?
Yes, my heart was open to him, and my first impression of him was that he was a very down-to-earth person, very genuine. His heart was so pure, and when you've been waiting for a long time, you know exactly what you're looking for. So when I started conversating with him, I knew this was what I was waiting for.
So I was in Sweden, she was in Canada. The friend who connected us was in Zambia. I mean, the few days before flying to Canada, I had sleepless nights.
Both ends.
Yes, I couldn't sleep. I was like, what could go wrong? Well, I was always constantly checking my passport if it's in the right place. So there was a lot of anxiety because, we'd been talking since January, and then in March we are about to meet in person. So there had been this momentum building, and I was sort of quite anxious, I was even thinking maybe, hey, the border police would be like, sorry, we can't let you into Canada. So I thought of everything that could go wrong, and that just kept on keeping me awake.
I think it was both exciting and I was nervous as well, because you've never met this person. But all in all, it was more exciting than nerves. So yeah. I think from the very first time we started talking, there had always been like a green light in my spirit. Like there was no resistance. Like even, when I presented it to people that love me and know me, and I told them about him, it was just like everybody was agreeable, and there was just, no resistance at all. And it just felt right. Even though like in the natural, the time was short, it's almost like God had already prepared this from a long time ago, and it was just time, and it was just like natural. It wasn't nothing forced. It was just the most natural, beautiful thing.
The first time we actually spoke on Zoom, we spoke for like an hour, 30 minutes, because initially I was a bit skeptical about pursuing long distance relationships because of the energy and time that you need to put into getting to know somebody, unraveling the layers and just getting to know who they are. So, but the first time we spoke on Zoom, it was just so natural. We spoke for an hour, 30 minutes like we had known each other for a really long time. So it was, even when we met in person, I was quite excited. She was waiting for me with flowers at the airport. And it was like we had met before, but it was actually the first time we were meeting in person. Yeah. So by March, I had started organizing a ring. So because I didn't want to sort of give her a hint that I was coming with a ring, so I tried to get a ring size through her friends, and I ultimately ordered a ring from Zambia through one of her friends, so she had it sent to Sweden. So, and I started organizing the ring by March already.
I think from the very start we knew that this was a serious relationship that would lead to marriage. And so we had already started having conversations about that, but I just didn't know when the proposal would happen. I knew it was coming, but I didn't know how or when. So,
So initially I had planned to propose. We were visiting the Rocky Mountains with the sister. So I called the sister the week that we were going to visit her. And I was like, sis, I didn't come empty-handed. I want to propose while we're with the family in Calgary. Then the sister was like, you can't really, if we were in the Western setup, it would be all right, but then you need to go through the customary, the African traditional stuff. So that's how I already had to start organizing my people to go speak to her father about me getting to be with her. Then ultimately we organized a secret engagement party at her sister's place. So we had been planning with the sister for almost a week. So I had to be a secret agent. I had to be hiding, deleting messages, going out to answer calls just to put everything in place. And the weekend we traveled to the sister's place. I took her out for a manicure. Then the sister stayed home and she called the people that were close to her, and everybody came in. And there was a really beautiful setup that the sister put together.
Well, it was more of who was there and how it happened, because I think when he hinted in the morning, he was like, "Oh, I'm taking you for a pedicure and manicure," I kind of like, I think something's up. But ultimately it was beautiful, and just seeing everybody that came was more of the surprise and how it happened. So. Well, I started preparing my dad beforehand because I knew maybe he would resist a little bit. But I had a conversation with him on the phone. I told him about him, and then I organized a WhatsApp video chat for them to get to meet. And it was amazing how they connected. They talked for over an hour, just over WhatsApp video, and it just showed me God's favor and just how the Lord's hand was upon this. Like, there was no resistance at all. So it was really good.
My family had actually, in January, they've been asking me, hey, what's up? What's happening with your relationship life? So I guess when she came in, they had already been asking questions, and I sort of just introduced her to them, and they really loved her. She's a very lovable person. Yeah, so my sisters, my mom loved her, and they were looking forward to meeting her in person as well. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, just his heart for God and his pursuit for God in worship, and he's a man of prayer. That really drew us together as well, and that's what we love to do together, and that keeps us strong as well, because we do that together. Yeah. So after the proposal, we then started planning our wedding in July. We only planned our wedding in 3 months. So we got married just about 3 weeks ago. So we actually booked a venue that was kind of like a one-stop shop. They did the deco, they did the food, they did the music system, which was very easy for us because being out there, it wasn't easy to have so many connections and be able to run around at the same time. So it was good that that venue could do everything. Then we also had a really great team. Reverend Floyd, he's Washimukombe, and my matron, Mrs. Kasari Kayungo as well. They were just on top of everything, going to the venue, making sure everything is in place, and making sure that our dream comes to life. So we had a great team.
We started planning in July, as she said, and we had a budget of over 200,000 kwacha. Mm-hmm. So we had to get into our faith mode and just believe and trust God, because we could have easily said, hey, let's do it when we have all this money, but we just sort of stepped out and trusted that God would meet all our needs. Mm-hmm. And so we started planning, and a lot of people came through to support us even as we were preparing for the wedding.
Well, I started shopping online. It didn't take me too long. I just picked like a few designs that I liked, and then I got my sister's opinion, and then we're able to pick the perfect dress.
Oh, I actually spoke in tongues. I broke out in tears because she was walking down the aisle with the dad, and I had asked her to sing a song, but I didn't know that she was going to sing it while walking down the aisle. Mm-hmm. So when I heard her singing, I was just ecstatic, and I was just overwhelmed. Yes, and tears were running down my eyes. Mm-hmm.
So I sang The One I Waited For by Morad Brown. I know that was like his favorite song. It was a beautiful moment, and just to be able to have my dad walking me down the aisle at the same time singing for my husband to be was such a beautiful moment. I think once I started walking and singing, I was okay. But initially, like the few minutes before, I was like really nervous. But I think once I got into the flow, it was just natural, and I settled into it.
I mean, from the first day that we started speaking, we prayed, and even moments after that we worshipped together. So from the day we started speaking, up until now, there's never been a day where we go without prayer or just spending time with God, and that really brought us together. And just seeing our personalities, both of us don't like conflict, so we always find ways of amicably dealing with misunderstandings. So we never really had like a huge misunderstanding, but we always found common ground. And Proverbs 15:1 is my go-to. Just a gentle answer turns away wrath. So just being intentional about gently speaking to each other, I think doesn't blow anything out of proportion. So I think that's kind of our strategy: speak gently to one another and communicate. What I appreciate most about him is that he's such a man of honor. How he honors and loves people is amazing. And the other thing is his integrity. And he's a man of faith, and he's got a generous heart. I think those are the most amazing qualities about him. Tabo loves God more than she loves me, and I'm okay with that. Yes, and she's got a big heart. She's kind. She loves people, and she loves my family. And that's one of the things that I used to pray for, just for somebody who would not draw me away from my family, but somebody who would equally love my family. And she's been just that. God never disappoints. Whenever we hold on to him and his promise. The first time we started conversating, I said to him, eternity met time. The Lord has already prepared those things for us to walk in. And even though it may take a while for them to come to be, when we hold on to God's promise, his plan and purpose would ultimately come to pass. So don't give up and don't settle. Don't settle for less than God's best, because that was my heart, is that I didn't want to settle. And when he came along, I knew this is what I've been waiting for. For me, everything revolved around purpose. So once as a man you understand your purpose, then you know the kind of helper that you need for the road where God is taking you. Because oftentimes young men will try this lady and that lady because they don't understand their purpose. And I think during my time of singleness, I invested a lot of time in just trying to understand where God is taking me. And once I understood that, I knew the woman that I needed for where God is taking me. So, and that's why even in my waiting, I didn't just entertain any woman, any lady, because I knew exactly what I was looking for. And when she came along, realizing her character and who she was, I knew that she was what I had been waiting for. Well, it's different for everybody. You can't just copy somebody's story. God has written your love story in a very special way. And so, yeah, God has a unique story and journey for you. So it could be through Facebook, social media, who knows? It could be in person. But just hold on to God and He will make it happen. So yeah, they do work. I think because what made it so a safe space for us is because we had a reference point. We had somebody we could refer to and say, do you know this person? And I was able to inquire more about Tabo from this reference point. And I think oftentimes it's good to have a reference point, because sometimes you can just meet a stranger. There are people that will, I think it's called catfishing. So people will pretend to be who they are not online. So I think unless you have a reference, I think people should be a bit careful about meeting online.
think we're both very musical. That's like our main thing. We worship together. He plays keyboard, I play guitar, and yeah, we do a lot of that. And yeah, we also like adventure. Visiting different places is fun as well.
It's better to wait than to marry wrong. Mm-hmm. Yes, because if you marry wrong, marrying wrong has its own repercussions. So I waited for a very long time, like for many years, and having met Thabo at the right time, I realized the benefits of waiting, because I was able to love Thabo wholeheartedly without referring to a Jill or a Jane or a Mwansa somewhere. So yeah, it's really worth waiting. It's worth waiting.
Okay, my name is Thabo Kalaluka Chiseni.
My name is Dr. Michael Chiseni,
and this is how we met.